NPR found more evidence today that the Justice Department is hiding Epstein crimes that involve Donald Trump. Over 50 pages of FBI interviews, notes from conversations.
The DOJ appears to have withheld FBI interviews with a survivor who accused President Trump of serious crimes. Are you aware of DOJ withholding?
A MAGA politician was left visibly squirming like the regrettable worm he is when he was confronted on a live news broadcast about a damning news story that says the DOJ has been caught removing evidence from the Epstein files that shows that Trump abused a minor. It's nice when mainstream media occasionally shows the shadow of a spine, the vestiges of a vertebrae, so stick around to the end because I'm going to break down this tense interaction, and I'll also go into the exhausting litany of lies this politician tells trying to run cover for Herr Trump. Before we get started, please do make sure that you've clicked the subscribe button if you like my work. I can't legally tell you why, but it's the easiest way to directly help what I'm doing here and guarantee yourself more of these videos. Alright, there's a crazy amount to unpack in this clip, so let's get into it.
We want the market to take off. The tax cuts are just now kicking in. I think when people file their tax returns and see the refunds they're going to get this year, money that will then be put in.
So, for context, this laughable man is trying to justify why this will be the biggest and best State of the Union ever, and why actually Trump is doing greatness and great things, even though the economy is in the literal shitter, and his approval rates are lower than a 99-year-old man's testicles.
Into the economy. I think you're going to see all this really begin to happen, where the big, beautiful bill and the things we did there are going to kick in and improve the economy.
Should he say that? Should he acknowledge pain, the pain that people are feeling?
I think he should just acknowledge, here's what's going to happen because of what we passed last year. We said we would cut taxes. We did. Democrats want to raise.
Citation needed. See, I don't know who to believe, Donald Trump, the compulsive liar, or the the Institute on Taxation and Economic Policy, who says state-by-state estimates of the first year of Trump's tax policies, all but the richest Americans face higher taxes. Weird that. Well, maybe they're wrong. Let's look into this. Okay, so they're saying obviously tariffs are a tax on people, mostly borne by American consumers, and Trump just put a blanket 15% tariff on. That's a good point. And then change from his tax policies. Oh, this is weird. So it actually goes up for basically everyone except for the very richest. Weird. But why would Trump lower taxes only on the very wealthiest? What could possibly be in it for him?
This bottom was made here in the U.S., California. And this glass comes off the Corning line. It's engraved for President Trump. It's a unique unit of one.
Oh, unit of one.
It was designed by
That's a shame, because I was hoping I could go on the Apple Store and buy one, but I guess it's just for the president.
a U.S. Marine Corps corporal, a former one, that works at Apple now.
And then what do rich people get out of doing stuff like that? Oh, here we go. I see how the world works.
Raise taxes. You put them back in power in the midterms, you're going to get higher taxes. That's what they're going to push for. He said he would secure the border. He did it in record time. I remember a year ago when he did the joint address, one of the best lines in his speech was he said, people said you needed new legislation to secure the border. Turns out all you needed was a new president, which is true. Record time he secured.
It is true. I mean, the wall is built in Mexico. Immigration is down to practically zero, and U.S. citizens are not being shot dead in the streets.
The border, which was a key issue in the 2024 campaign. So I think he's going to highlight all that stuff, still talk about what we need to do on housing costs, what we need to do on health care, and remind the voters how crazy the left is.
So at the speech tonight,
why are they letting these people on? Like, this is how you know mainstream media is truly being captured. They're letting people on that are saying the left is crazy, just like it's nothing, without. Like, imagine somebody on Fox News being like, yeah, the right wing is absolutely batshit crazy. They would just be muted the second they said the word wing. They would be gone. This guy is allowed to just go on CNN and be like, the left is fucking crazy. Am I right? Am I right? fellow centrists?
a number of Democratic members are bringing in survivors, Jeffrey Epstein survivors, as their guests. Some of those survivors have asked President Trump for a meeting, to meet with them. Should the president meet with them?
I leave that up to the White House.
Or would it be a good idea in your view?
Everyone knows that the president didn't do anything wrong, because if he had, you don't think the Garland Justice Department and the Biden administration would have brought something up? I mean, everyone knows he didn't do anything wrong here. Our Justice Department is complying with.
This man makes this greasy meatball of a man makes an excellent point. I mean, America is truly the land of law and order, where rich people never get away with anything. And Wait, and Trump never pardons billionaires and multi-millionaires for small kickbacks.
That's the legislation we passed, and with the courts and getting that information out there as the law requires, and as the courts have required, making sure you protect people who should be protected, but getting the information to Congress as it said in the law we passed.
You speak
last
of
fall.
President Trump. Congressman Robert Garcia said today that the DOJ appears to have withheld FBI interviews with a survivor who accused President Trump of serious crimes. Are you aware of DOJ withholding?
I'm not.
Are you going to?
It's a shame they cut to the side angle because he does actually make a "oh shit" face, which is brilliant. Him being like "shit." I had a great script in my head, which is going to be like Trump good, economy good, ignore outside the window. But you can see his face be like,
Are you aware of DOJ withholding?
it's like, fuck me.
I'm not.
Are you going to ask about it, or do you want to see this information?
But I'm confident that Attorney General Bondi, Deputy Attorney General Blanche, the Justice Department is complying with the law, complying with the courts, and getting that information to Congress.
Yeah, and I'm sure he's right. We can very much trust Trump's inner circle, his administration, to follow the law because they're very good at, oh, no, wait, no, that's not true at all. Oh, no, wait, they're actually famous for ignoring court orders all the time, violating the court orders, violating the Constitution.
Congresswoman Nancy Mace, one of your Republican colleagues, has been raising concerns, and as others have too, that of the lack of prosecutions that have happened in the aftermath of the release of these Epstein files. We've only seen really Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell being prosecuted, and this was what Mace said about this. She said, "We pushed to release millions of pages of documents, and the British are acting on them faster than Washington. It is time to start making arrests here at home."
Okay, to be fair, in the Republicans' defense, and I'll talk shit about the UK. I'll wade in here. It's taking the US longer, the Republican government longer, because it takes a lot longer to go through files and find your allies and black their names out. To find your corporate masters and overlords, black their names out, hide their documents. It takes a lot longer to do that than to press Control F, look for people that that are in the public eye, and then be like, oh shit, they're in the files, lock them up. It's a different approach. The UK is looking through the files of people that might have committed crimes and arresting them. The US is looking through the files for people that, they might know that they want to defend and to try and protect them from it. So of course it takes longer. Stupid question,
Of course,
really.
we've seen some fallout in the UK. Do you agree, though, that the Justice Department needs to begin to prosecute?
If people have done things wrong, then they will be prosecuted.
If people have done things wrong is a legendary word to say about a release of a trove of documents, literally millions of documents about the actions of a pedophile with a notorious criminal empire. If people have done things wrong, that should be the slogan of the GOP going forward. If people have done things wrong.
In my understanding in the UK, it's driven by, it looks like they're talking about people who gave illegal information or treasonous kind of actions. It looks like that's the concern
do that in
there.
the US.
So the UK can prosecute people for that. They're doing that, and if there's individuals who need to be held to account and prosecuted, I'm confident this Justice Department will do it.
Have you yourself gone and reviewed the unredacted?
I have not.
Why?
We have staff members who went to, because the week that it was made available was the week we had Attorney General Bondi.
You can't be fucking serious. He's like, no, I haven't reviewed the unredacted Epstein. It's like, I really wanted to, but the weekend that they were said come view them. There was like an episode of my show on TV, and it was like it was the premiere. It was a series finale. I just. But next time,
I was getting ready for that hearing.
But it's been a couple weeks, and people say that in those files, the members who've seen that said there are people in there who could be prosecuted. That's a handful of people.
And if that's the case, then I'm confident the Justice Department will prosecute.
Do you plan to go and review those documents yourself?
Normally, I will have someone probably do that, look at that, the staff. That's normally how we do it on the Judiciary Committee.
He's like, normally when it's just like, boring shit, I just have somebody else look at it and be like, anything interesting, who cares
the Oversight Committee. But Judiciary Committee, we have people who will look at that information and then get the information to us.
Okay, so there's another controversy. There's always controversies in the Capitol. One involving your fellow Republican Congressman, Tony Gonzalez. There's some really serious accusations right now that he had an affair, allegedly, with a former staffer. She later killed herself, and now there's text messages that have...
What a fucking slimy piece of flubber this guy is. He couldn't use like tragic. He's literally smirking as he says tragic. He doesn't give a
with
fuck.
a former staffer. She later killed herself, and now there's text messages that have been revealed that suggest he was acting very improper. Now, he has denied some of this, but he has also not really addressed it as well. Some of your fellow Republicans want him to resign over this. Should he resign?
I leave that up to the voters in San Antonio and South.
No, actually, I believe resigning is something that comes from within. Like, what do you mean you leave up to the fucking voters? The question is, should he resign? Not should the voters, not vote him back
Texas in Mr. Gonzalez's district. That's a call for the vote. I've always sort of taken that position. In the end, it's we the people who decide who represents us. There's an election in 7 days.
Are you supporting him for real?
In the end, it's we the people who decide if it's okay for politicians to be disgusting, foul, scumbag hypocrites, Like, just let people be themselves, and in this case, being themselves is being a disgusting, foul, scumbag hypocrite, and the people can decide if that's
Election
okay.
Tony Gonzalez?
We were, but there's also the guy who's now some of our colleagues are supporting Mr. Herrera. If Mr. Herrera wins, that's fine.
Are you going to support Herrera instead
of...
No,
I mean, look,
he's he's like, don't screw me over here. I have not been given money one way or the other yet. The donation box is still open. Whichever side wants to court me.
For the voters deciding.
So you're neutral.
Well, no, I've done.
I wouldn't say I'm neutral. I'd say I'm willing to be persuaded. I'm open to persuasion. Mm-hmm.
I've done events for Tony in the past, certainly to help our maintain our majority. And if Tony wins, again, that's a call for the voters. Next week, we're going to know in 7 days.
Okay.
Of course, one thing they didn't even get into was Trump's approval rating going into the State of the Union. This guy's entire message was basically like, no, Trump's about to turn this sinking ship around. Ignore the fact that it's not even a ship anymore. It's a submarine that's bleeding out on the seabed. He's going to turn us around. People just have to wait for their tax breaks, which aren't breaks, to kick in. It's like, man, look at this shit. Donald Trump is facing abysmal approval ratings as he prepares to address the nation on Tuesday. Shocker. Only 39% of Americans approve of the way Trump is handling the job of president. The poll found 47% of Americans strongly disapprove of Trump. Those are damning numbers. And probably most concerningly for Republicans, especially with the midterms coming up, is his disapproval is rising among independents. In a separate CNN survey, only 26% of independents surveyed approve of his handling the presidency, a 15% drop from the February 2025 poll. Independents, those things that Trump is going to actually need to vote for him. It's like he almost forgot that they're people too, and the shit he does affects them too. And these are his two signature issues. They just had one, but these were both his signature issues. They were the two highest constantly whenever they polled the general public, and that's on, I think, pretty sure that is on all sides of the spectrum, political spectrum, which in the US ranges from a far right to a center right. But when they polled everyone across that spectrum, everyone said it was either economy and immigration or immigration economy. Those are the two highest. His approval rate for those, 57% disapprove of the way he's handling the economy, and 58% disapprove of the way he's handling immigration. So his two signature policies he's absolutely eating cheese on. Only 38% of adults said Trump's policies are moving the country in the right direction. This is how you know it's a cult. It says here, his approval rating remains strong among Republicans. That's cognitive dissonance. That's completely being separate from reality, because apparently they still approve overall of what he's doing, whilst also saying, whilst only 38% of them think the policies are moving the country in the right direction. The way they talk about this, literally just like the words of a completely brain-dead regime. The ultimate poll was November 5th, 2024, where nearly 80 million Americans overwhelmingly elected President Trump to deliver on his popular, I think he meant populist, and common sense agenda. The president has already made historic progress, not only in America, but around the world. It's not surprising that President Trump remains the most dominant figure in American politics. He's the president. If he wasn't the most dominant figure, that would be all he can say now is he's still there. He's still there. People, he's on the news. He's in the White House. Like, yes, we know that's really the issue, isn't it? And even amongst the brain-dead, black sheep Republicans, there are ripples showing. I mean, how could they not be? Like, nothing fundamentally has changed. Everything they were pissed off about with Biden has gotten worse. Inflation, all that stuff. Tariffs are making things more expensive. Trump has obviously done nothing to help them because he doesn't give a fuck about them. They just, in the past, they could sort of still pretend the country was functioning slightly well. The country is now falling apart. So 82% of Republicans approve of the job he's doing, down 8 points from a year ago, which is a pretty big drop. 48% approve strongly, down from 63%, which is a very big drop. And this is only year one, All that is to say is I think the State of the Union thing is going to be fascinating. I'm obviously not going to watch it live because I value my brain cells and my sanity, but we essentially have pretty much a platform for this demented old man to really start sundowning, ramble on for about insane bullshit. I mean, Trump has humiliated himself several times recently, whilst, giving impromptu speeches or just rambling on and on. This is the best platform for him to ramble on forever. He could say some serious shit. I wonder if there are people up in the rafters with dart guns in case he starts spilling the beans on the Epstein files. Anyway, as the gaslighting gets stronger and stronger from this administration, as they keep saying, you made us hit you. You made us raise prices on shit. Biden did it. Raw America will be here to break it down for you and to cut through the bullshit with a clear golden stream of truth and reality, I think. So make sure you subscribe, like the video, comment, and I'll see you for the next one. I'm British Chris, and this is Raw America.